Hey everybody, today I'm going to teach you how to play Camel Up from Z-Man Games. It was originally published by Pegasus Spiel. It is a 2 to 8 player game where we are betting on camel races. So let's take a look what's in the box. So the first thing we have in the box is our board with the racetrack and our little camel tents and everywhere where we'll be making our bets. Next thing you're going to notice is this pyramid. It's pretty neat. It is basically a mini dice tray. It's how we're going to roll and see how the camels advance. And you have your camel meeples, all of different colors. Here's the blue camel. They're pretty neat. Obviously you saw the game was Camel Up. The trick to the race is the camels will start to stack on top of each other and carry each other. Also have our first player marker, which is upside down. That's a scarab, I believe. We have the dice, all different colors for each camel. We also have these betting tiles. So to bet on each leg of the race, you can bet on which camel would win. If you were to bet on the blue camel and take this one, and the camel wins, you'd get 5. If the camel comes in second, you would get 1. If the camel comes in third, fourth, or fifth, you would actually have to pay 1. These go, the earlier you bet, obviously the more payoff it is, so 5, 3, and 2. Each camel has a color that matches that. We also have these tokens. This is moving camels in advance, so every time you roll for a camel you would take one of these. At the end of the round you would get 1, and this would let you move the camels. We have our bank of money, so we have 5s, 1s, 10s, and 20s. So you can set that up anywhere you want. And finally, every player has a set of cards and a token here. They would look like this, so they would have your different player on them. As I said, the game is up to 8 players, so you would choose a character you want. On the back side is the camel of each color. This token is double-sided as well. This is a camel moves backwards 1 space, and you'd get paid $1 every time it happened. And this side, if you put it down, a camel lands on it, it would move forward 1 space, and you'd get paid. Call them $1. They're actually Egyptian pounds. Call them whatever you want. Alright, and the last few things are set up. Each player starts with 3 pounds, and we roll the die as you saw me do earlier, and then we start the camels off. It doesn't matter where you start them off for the die, but blue has a 2, so we're going to start blue on 2. White is a 1, and what I meant by it doesn't matter is I can put them like this because they're all 1s, or I can change them. It's pretty irrelevant at the start of the game. Orange is 2. All of the dies are 3s, 1s, 2s, 1s, 2s, 3s. So we take them, open this up. It's hard to see, sorry. Drop all these in. Shake it up. And we are ready to get started. And that's set up. So let's first go through what our options on our turn are. So this is our first player, so he has a few options that he can do. We'll start with what's in his hand. You can place this on the board on either side. You cannot place it where their camel already is, and you can't place it beside another player's token because it could cause a loop. Also, you can't place it on this 1 here because that's for the end of the race, so you can't put it there and have a person back across the finish line. So we could put it anywhere else. Also, if I put it down this turn and the next turn I want to move it, that would be my 1 action as well. So placing this token to advance or knock camels backwards is an action, or moving it is an action. I could place one of my cards. Probably don't want to do that this early in the game, but I can place one of these cards on either this space or this space. This is betting on the end of the race. This is betting on the first place for the end of the race. This one is betting on the last place for the end of the race. I'll show you a little bit more about that later. My other options are I can move a camel, so I can take one of these. I can set it down with me here. And then I would shake this, turn this over, push that. Make sure you hear the die fall, just like that, and then we lift it straight up, and it will release one die. So if I did this, the white would move forward one. So that's the action that I'm going to do for this player. But before I do that, I want to go through what the other options are. I can also bet on any one of these camels to win the leg of the race. A leg of the race is when every camel has moved one time. So the way we do that is, just like I said, I took this one, I'll take this die, I'll set it on the white tent, and I'm going to move the white camel one space. Since the green camel is on top of the white camel, the green camel gets carried with it. And that would be this player's turn. So then the next player would go. They have the same options. Let's say that they want to do the same thing, just so we can see some camel movement. And the yellow camel would go 3. 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to finish playing through one leg of the race and show you what that kind of looks like. So at this point, the yellow has moved 3. The other camels haven't moved yet, so I really don't feel confident in betting on the yellow, because the blues, if they move, would be stacked on top. So maybe I want to put down this token. I want to take this and I'm going to put it negative, which would move them backwards, and I'm going to place it right in that spot. Move these camels kind of sideways so you can see them. And now it's over to this player's turn, who again chooses to move another camel. Blue camel, just as I was worried about, moves 3. So 1, 2, 3, they're right over the top. Alright, so let me go over how the positions work. So right now, the green is in the lead because it is on top. The white is in second, orange is in third, blue is in fourth, and yellow is in 5th place. If a camel steps on top of this, they move forward 1. A camel moving forward would always go on top. So if the yellow rolled a 1 or the yellow stepped on this and they went forward, they would go on here. However, if this is here and any of those camels, the blue's already moved, let's say that the orange were to roll a 1. The orange would move forward 1 and take the white and the green with him. Step on that piece. That would get $1 from the bank, or a pound from the bank, and would go in this player's stack. This orange would move backwards, but when they move backwards, the one that was there goes on top. So that would cause the blue camel to now be in the lead, and the orange camel to be in 4th place. Alright, so I set the camels back up how they were. So right now we have the orange and the green who haven't moved yet. There's a pretty good chance that the green is going to end this leg in first. So this player has gone, and now it is back to this player's turn. So he's going to go ahead. He feels pretty confident. He's going to bet on the green. This player also feels pretty confident. He wants to bet on green as well. And this guy is going to take the last green token. So if you're playing more than a 3-player game, there's a lot of times where one camel will move, and you see that that's probably going to get first place. Everybody's going to grab those. There's only 3 in each stack. It's okay. A lot of things change. Obviously, This guy could now set this down and move all those camels and change it if he hadn't a bet on it. So there's lots of different aspects. You never know what's going to win. It's a very fun game. So let's take a look and go ahead and move another camel. Orange moves 2. So orange takes them. 1, 2. Trying to set that up so you can see those. Now, it is this player's turn. They can bet on white, and that's going to be a buck, most likely, because white is in second. They can take this and move, which would end the round. He can move this and throw it there, which would maybe mess up everything, but he doesn't want to do that because he's got 7 riding on green winning. So he's probably just going to take this to get out of the round and move the camel for the last time. And green moves 3. We got some really fast camels in this game. 1, 2, 3. Almost never have I played a game where they got that far that fast. So that's one round or one leg of Camel Up. I'm going to go ahead and score it now. So let's go ahead and score this and pay our bets. So this person, green was in first. They got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So they'd give 1 back, and get 10, which is a lot of money, especially in one round. Again, for 2 players, you're going to get a lot more money than you would at a higher player count. It is very good at a high play count, so I'm not trying to deter anybody. Just saying that it's a little bit easier because you kind of know what's going to happen. This player over here got 3. Guess I can't hang on to anything today. And 3, which is 6. So they would get 6. Let me put these back in the correct order. These have different pictures on them, but it doesn't matter what order they go in. They're all the same. And we grab all these. Put them back inside the pyramid. And pass the first player marker to the next player. So this player would now be first. Although I'm not going to do it right now, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in and we're going to take a look at the end of the race scoring and show you how that would work. Alright, here we are. So it's the end of the race. We think green is probably going to win because they're in the lead and we haven't made any bets yet. So we have all of these to bet on, different ones. So this again is the first place. So if I think green is going to win, I'm going to face down bet this here. Each time somebody gets it right, you're going to get the amount shown here. Anytime you bet there and you get it wrong, you have to pay 1. So what would happen is we would all place different bets. Again, that's one action, so that's your whole turn to place a bet there. And then at the end of the game, we grab these, we turn them over, and then we resolve them in this order. So if this was correct, then I would pay $8 to this player. If it was incorrect, this player would pay $1 back to the bank, and then we would go to the next card. If the next card was correct, they'd get $8. If everybody's correct, it'd go 8, 5, 3, 2, 1. Same thing on this side for last place. So we're betting on the camels who are going to end and be in last place when the camel crosses the finish line as well. Another thing to note, as soon as the camel crosses the finish line, the race is over. So as soon as one goes here, we don't continue rolling, we don't bet anymore. That's it. Game is over. You take all of your money for that leg of the race, and then you take all your money or pay your money for the end of the race scoring. So at the end of the game, the person with the most money is the winner, just like in real gambling. So a couple other things I want to show you. I do have a promo, the referee camel. What the referee camel does, comes with a little sheet like this. Basically, it unstacks the camels and has them start over. It is also, you can use it in the game Istanbul. So, you know, if you're looking for something neat to add to the game, that's floating around out there. Also, one more thing you can add is Camel Up Super Cup. It is an expansion, has lots of different things it adds. I'm not going to go over that today. I haven't even opened it yet. It just showed up. Again, Pegasus Spiel. And I believe it takes it up to 10 players. So I will look that up and I will put that in the text. But that's it. Camel Up. Remember, subscribe to me on YouTube. You can hit like. And I'm also on Instagram under Stork Plays Games. Thanks for watching.